Welcome to the Trading with Venus podcast, where we help you establish strong trading habits, generate consistent profits, and create the lifestyle you desire for yourself and your family. Now your host, Raman Gill.
Welcome to another episode of the Trading with Venus podcast. I'm your host, Raman Gill. One of the questions I often get asked is, what's the best time frame to trade? Should I be a long-term trader or a short-term trader? Now, I have different ways of answering this question, but lately I've been thinking about something different around this concept. My question to you would be, do you want to be a long-term trader or do you want to be a short-term trader? So one of the stats that we hear a lot about is that 95% of the traders fail. And that is correct. Just like 95% of the businesses that get started fail. So how do you become one of those 5% of traders that actually make money trading? We need to change our thinking around and start thinking of being a trader for the long haul. So do you want to be a trader for 5 days, 5 months, 5 years, or 15 years? So when you're approaching something as a career, for example, you want to become a doctor, you don't just go and spend a day or a week taking a short course and you want to become a doctor now. It doesn't work that way. So when you're looking to become a doctor and an engineer, you're thinking about your career as a whole. You're looking to maybe be in this profession for 20, 30, 40 years. And I think we need to start looking at trading in the same way. I would challenge you to ask yourself the question, how long do I want to be in that profession? Because asking that question will change your perspective. So for a person who's in it for just the money or just the thrill, for them, they are definitely a short-term trader. They are not going to be around for long haul. They will not be making the right decisions and taking the right actions that will make them stay in this profession over the long term. Same way, if you just want to learn a little bit about health, you can go check out some YouTube videos and you can learn a few home remedies, or you can look at some plant medicinal properties, and you can have a whole portfolio of remedies that you can apply. However, if you want this to be a profession, if you want to become a doctor, whether that's a naturopathic doctor or it's your regular Western medicine doctor, you are willing to then put a few years towards it. You're willing to take this more seriously. You're willing to put the effort that it will require. You're willing to put the studies that it will require, and you're willing to put the practice in that it will take for you to become a doctor over the long haul. Think about this. If you want to adapt trading as a career, you're looking at a 20-year lifespan at least for a trading career before you get bored with it. So if you're going to be making money from trading for the next 20 years, how much time are you willing to put into it? How much effort are you willing to put into it? So that's what I would challenge you to think and ask yourself. The short term is quick and easy fix. You can go buy a system. Most of them don't work. For a long-term trader, you need to really understand the markets. You need to get in tune with the different way the market moves, what drives the market, what are the different things, forces that come into the market. You almost have to start thinking of the market as a person. What are the different characteristics that this person has? When do they move? When do they wake up? When is high liquidity time, low liquidity time? When should you enter a trade? Just because the only time you can trade is after work doesn't mean the market will be available at that time or be the most liquid for you to trade at that time. So we need to start thinking about long term, have some patience, and be willing to put the effort in over the long term. The short term results, the quick and easy, never works. It doesn't work for trading. It doesn't work for anything that I've ever experienced. You want to become and good at something real quick. Well, maybe you can have a flash, but it won't last. So that's something we have to really be careful about. Most of us are short-term thinkers. We are always thinking about what can we make this week, next week, in a month, but we forget our life, it will continue whether we are trading or not. We're going to be here for another 20 years, hopefully. And how do we want to spend those days? Do we want to have the lifestyle that trading can provide us? Or are we just willing to make lots of money? We want to make just lots of money right now, which never works out in the short term. Of course, you can, double and triple your account and then you go blow it. So but it's not consistent. So as human beings, we are a little bit geared towards short-term thinking, but I would invite you to start looking at this more on a long-term basis, right? What kind of lifestyle do I want? Where do I want to be in the next 5 years? Don't think about your $200 account. What do you want your life to look like in the next 5 years? And start thinking about your trading goals that would align with that. And that's how you become a long-term trader. Ask yourself that question, and if you are willing to be on this journey for the long term, I invite you to join me. For show notes for this episode, please visit tradingwithvenus.com/podcast page. That's all for today. I'll be back with you next time with another topic that will challenge your mind and broaden your perspective.
Thanks for joining us today. With much gratitude, your show host, Raman Gill.